Hey, what's happening, paisanos? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Mario Kart World. This is episode 13, and we're still doing the Mirror Cup. Just a kind reminder, if you guys want to help the channel, we're always looking for $5 members. Really helps out tremendously. As well as we do have a super chat goal for any color. Anything helps. We are not in the best shape right now, so if you feel like you can part with a few bucks or whatever, that always helps out tremendously. Also, we need you guys to watch the short. I have a massive headache today, so I wasn't able to run the stream until much later. So I took some Bayer. I've got some brisk iced tea here, trying to combat a nasty headache. The plumbing people did finally come, but our house is, well, you can imagine, with a plumbing problem, hasn't been the greatest to experience for a while. But the tub is finally done. The upstairs toilet is fixed, and, you know, but my head is killing me. So, mods in the chat, if you could push the short that went up, the cat short. That's fine, man.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. You're fine.
I shouldn't be talking about my other golf on this one.
I don't care. I don't care.
No, I want you to care. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe after this I could get a hug.
What?
Hello everyone. Hope everyone stays going good.
I always give you a hug. Where's your Kata Peach?
Oh, and now Luke can use the tub to take a shower for his little... Well, I mean, you always take a shower, but I'm saying now, like, I can see what your hair looks like when it's all floofy.
Yeah, Amber, the long hair is gone.
The long hair is gone, so I cut Luke's hair last night, but I don't get the whole floofy effect yet, because when Luke has newly showered hair with his short hair, it has this, like, little fuzz, and I'm like, yeah. So now when Lukey, you know, usually when Luke washes his hair, and it's really long, it's like all like droopy and long, but now I'm gonna get to see Luke's hair floof up. I'm excited.
Hi, Miss Deanna. Thank you very much for the super chat. Is it normal to have raining coins in Mario games? I've never seen that. That actually sounds very intriguing. I have no idea.
It was raining coins when I was there in free roam today. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you, Miss Deanna. You're breathtaking. Oh, Luke, and I got emailed by a fast food place that I applied to.
Yeah?
I didn't get emailed by them. I got texted by them today. I texted back. But at that point, I was already setting up the stream, so that was another thing I wasn't setting up the stream, so I was trying to help get things running.
I think I need to put Zelda in the basement. Because I can't afford her to do stuff again.
No. I always cut Luke's hair myself, Jacob.
She's gone. I don't know where she is.
Oh, do you want me to try to find her?
Yeah, we need to find her.
Okay, guys, we're having a pet emergency, so, do you want me to put the be right back thing on, Luke?
No, I'm coming right back. I'm scouring the area.
Okay, Luke's scouring the area. Zelda! Alright, honey, I think I should mute the microphone while we look for the cat.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Alright. Yep, we're back. Sorry, guys. Zelda's been a very bad girl, and I've been getting very sick because of her. And, you know, so it's whenever she's on the move, we have to be on the move to make sure she doesn't do anything. The landlord situation is done now because they left a note on our door. They said, we did your upstairs, everything should be working. Apparently they did it when I was sleeping, which is fine.
Well, they came up.
Yep.
So they fixed the bathroom.
Yep.
Right next to you while you were asleep.
I thought I heard loud noises and drilling noises, but I was so out of it.
That's probably why you have a headache.
Probably. Could be part of it.
Okay, because it was weird to me, says Miss Deanna. Panels and P switches in Mario Circuit. When suddenly I see it raining coins there during this rainstorm. I thought that was how the Mushroom Kingdom has so many coins laying around in the open all the time in Mario games. Yeah, definitely, Miss Deanna.
Just so you guys know, the streams will be later today because of my headache, so Mario Kart didn't officially start until like 4:50. That means that Legend of Zelda probably won't start until 7:15, and then the other Zelda stream won't start until probably 10 o'clock. It's okay, and that means the music running at 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to need your guys and gals help with is we need to get as many views on the short as possible to try to bring the channel's views up. I believe the short was posted at 3:30, so we have until 5:30 to get as many views as possible on that short by clicking it. Last I looked, it said it had like 490 views, so we can get way more than that.
Oh, did you see I posted a short today on my channel?
You posted a short on your
If
channel?
you want to use it and post it on yours, you can. So basically, I'll show you with the sound off.
What kind of short did you post? A video short or how short?
It was a short when I was out.
Oh, okay.
There were geese that crossed my path.
Oh. So your channel, I still don't have, well, no, I finally did get shorts for my, the one channel.
There's the geese.
Cute.
I shouldn't have talked over it. I think it would have been more, I think more people would have watched it if I didn't speak. It sounded kind of weird on that.
Zelda was on the disc. Just not gonna lie down. Sorry, Zell.
The very beginning of my short, which was me sighing. If you watch the entire video, I actually sigh at the beginning because as I was driving, right when I was driving on the road, there was no one there. Literally, the geese went right in front of my car. And I sighed like really big, but I cut that part out.
Yep, every little bit helps. Thank you, Max. Appreciate that. So yeah, there was like all this noise today, but I mean, our plumbing has been busted upstairs for almost a month. So if you can imagine living in that situation,
we can't. I don't know if we can do anything. I don't know what we're doing because Luke's family is going to be here tomorrow and the next day.
I'm doing the Nintendo Direct. Nintendo Direct is happening.
No, Max is asking about Ultimates.
Oh.
It all depends because we might have to see Luke's family off. Because Luke's family is going to be here all week.
I can do the 21st, Max, or we could do Thursday. If it has to be Thursday, we could do the 26th on Thursday. The 20th is Decker. The 21st is open as far as I know. The 22nd is open. And the 23rd at night is not open because that's the start of Arkham Night.
I could do it. Somebody said you should do a door dashing with Amber series. I could do that, but the problem is I don't want to say too much about my job online because I don't want to risk losing my job. Like if I start being super honest about my job, then they might find that I wrote about them on social media and they might fire me because like if I only said nice things, but if I was gonna also be honest and be like, hey, here's some difficulties, like with the job, then they might hire me from it. And that's the only extra income I have right now. I literally need that so much because we don't have enough income. But thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, I mean, I thought about maybe I could record a bunch of videos now, and if I ended up not working there anymore, then I could post them after I was done working there. I mean, I thought about, actually, the one thing I thought about doing is just making videos based on if I ended up, sometimes I end up way out in Amish country in the end of me delivering things, and sometimes there's cool horses out there and stuff, and I thought, well, if I end up in a really cool area, I could always film it, which is kind of what I did today. I just filmed the geese coming across my path. I mean, that's not Amish people, but it was kind of cute, though. I can wait for next Thursday. Thank you, Max.
Yeah, if it's Thursday, it's Thursday.
Alright, so thank you for the super chat, Max.
Do you know what the game is, Max, so we can plan for it, or? Yeah, because I don't know what my parents are coming tomorrow for dinner. I don't know what's happening on Thursday, if we're going to where they are. I have no idea. So.
Luke, when your family contacted me, they said that we're gonna sleep overnight in the camper, and they're gonna sleep here.
No, there's not enough room. It's just enough room for them. It's like the perfect camper for like a retired couple. It's got a bed, a TV, bathroom, kitchenette. They eat outside on an awning.
Thank you, CD. That's very kind. You're an awesome and funny person. That's very sweet. No, I mean, it's... No, in reality, I mean... Yeah, I mean, like, I do a lot behind the scenes, but in reality, like a certain YouTuber that talked to Luke once and said you could probably do this all on your own. In reality, they were correct. I mean, Luke, if Luke was not a game journalist and did not work for GameStop and did not have the knowledge and experience of all the games that he has played, and he didn't work for game journalist companies, and he didn't do Nightwing 01 on his own, the Let's Play channel would have never happened. And in reality, like I was telling Luke yesterday, my channel was never quite my channel. Like many people don't know, but Luke edited all my uploads. Like I tried to do some Harvestella uploads, but it took me literally all week to do one upload. Luke is not only does Luke have great gaming knowledge and a nice radio voice and lots of experience in the industry, but he also is a really good video editor. And none of those, I don't have any of those skills. I'm just the plucky comic relief. So, I appreciate Luke doing this Let's Play channel with me, but in reality, it would have never happened without him doing all the groundwork with everything else he did. So, it makes sense that Luke would sort of take over most of the Let's Play channel again, and mainly be working while I just went and got other work. I'm happy to be here a little bit, but and I appreciate the years I was able to work full time on here. But in reality, Luke really is the core of all three channels. Even my K-Wife channel was really, most of those videos are edited by Luke. I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm like Ultra Neko, because I actually was playing the games, but I didn't edit those videos. I'm done talking about it.
Thank you, Max. Yeah, Samurai Showdown on Switch is fine. Hey, guys and gals, we really need to push the short that went up. It's been an hour and 28 minutes. It only has 550 views. We got to get as many views on it as possible because the channel's at 1,400. And the channel's going to dip even more. So if you see this link, please click it. Click it as many times as you can. And I'll continue the Mario Kart stream. But we gotta, it's going to be a big fight, guys and gals. We got to get the views up today. Everything's behind schedule. My headache really put us behind today.
Sorry.
But yeah, that's fine. We can do Samurai Showdown, and yes, we'll be turning off the Blood Max because it's technically an M-rated game, but also like Amber and I did do Samurai Showdown on Switch on the 01 channel like 7 years ago.
If you want to remove the jam.
Yeah.
Thank you, Max. So Thursday will be Max.
And Samurai Showdown. So we have to buy 2 games this month. We have to get Samurai Showdown for Max, and we have to get Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire for who used to be known as Ostendo Switch. So those are really good that we gotta do. And once we get paid, I'm gonna order. If he said it doesn't matter between Ruby or Sapphire, I'll probably just get Ruby because it's cheaper on Amazon. Sapphire is more expensive, and that's the 3DS version. Wow, I can't touch anybody. I'm gonna have to do this again. This is hard to do with a pounding headache. What I'm gonna like with Legend of Zelda is Legend of Zelda is a lot more laid back. Like people forget that I'm a huge Zelda fan. Like Legend of Zelda to me is more important than Mario. I like Mario, and I enjoyed playing Mario with friends when I was a kid. But my jam is Zelda. Like I love everything about the Legend of Zelda. I like the adventure. I like the story. I like the premise. I like the weapons. I like the world to explore. All that stuff. And Breath of the Wild, especially, what I love about Breath of the Wild is the fact that it's such a adventurous type of game where it really feels like I'm, journeying in this mysterious world. Like where, I only have my wits and whatever to keep me safe. And I really like that. Whereas Tears of the Kingdom feels like a game about like speedrunning a video game. I'm gonna have to do this again. My luck will just fall off. I got blasted to no end from all these shells and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna clear it. If I don't get first, I gotta do this again. That's just the luck of the draw sometimes. If I don't get first place, then I won't win overall. I missed. Yep, I missed. Yep, we gotta do it again. Sorry guys and gals. Gotta do it again. Not gonna qualify.
Oh.
I'm not gonna qualify.
Sorry, Loki.
And we gotta get that short up. But I've always liked that about Zelda, whether it was 2D Zelda or 3D Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening. There was always a sense of adventure, and it really appealed to me. I was like, wow, I really like these type of games. And from The Legend of Zelda, it spawned off other types of franchises I liked. Because of my introduction to Zelda, that was my way into Castlevania. From Castlevania, that was my way into RPGs. I was never very good at platforming because I think it had to do with problems with my eyesight. Usually in Zelda games, there's no platforming.
Loki, when is the other person Ostendo Switch's ultimate?
We're still setting up a time. It's the end of the month.
What is the game?
Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire on 3DS, which we do not have.
So I'm writing Pokemon.
We have to buy it. Pokemon Ruby is available on Amazon. If he wants Pokemon Sapphire, you have to get it at the game store, like GameStop or the mom and pop store near us.
I will say one thing I kind of wish I had asked. I asked a question about shoes today on my interview. But the one thing I kind of wish I had asked, what I did not, was can I bring a little tiny stool just in case I can't reach anything? I should have asked them that next time. Because I mean... Oh, okay, thank you, Max. No, you don't have to be sorry. Samurai Showdown is actually on sale today, and the sale is ending Thursday the 19th.
Okay, yeah, I should be able to
Max.
do it, Max. Actually, let's see how much it is.
I hope you have a nice day at work, Max.
You can get a rough idea.
Oh, Luke.
Recommended for me.
Link is like Zelda was first the one who got to go everywhere, and now I am. I am the alpha cat.
It's in the great deal section, Max. Oh wow, look at that. There's a Resident Evil game.
Hi, Savon. Hi.
There you go. If you guys like Resident Evil. Oh, I thought that was on sale from $49. It's on sale from $19. Devil May Cry games.
Thank you all for the help.
Attorney. I might already have that Samurai Showdown game that Max is talking about.
You guys are helping so much. Oh, okay. It is video capturing the sound.
Wow, this One Piece game is usually $94, guys. It's on sale for $28. That's huge. One Piece game on Switch. There's a Naruto game on Switch from $59.99 on sale to $30. These are all for what do they call it?
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a reverse for me, Mr. Luke. I was raised on platformers when I was roughly 5 years old when I was playing Super Mario Bros. On NES and playing Sonic the Hedgehog. Awesome, Miss Deanna.
Okay, there it is. That's it right there. That's what he wants. Samurai Showdown Deluxe.
Oh, I'm fine waiting for next Thursday. Thank you, Max. That's very kind of you.
Yep. So it's $8.
Hi, Savon. Hi, Tim. Hi, everyone.
$8, honey. It says we already have it, so I don't know what this whole $8 thing is. So we'll do the $8 later. Thanks, Max, for letting us know about it. Yep. So let's keep putting views into that short, guys and gals, so we can keep the channel stable. It was the whole point of uploading the short. Short's almost at 600 views. Let's keep going. Got 15 minutes left on the short. Click it like crazy. Let's go. I'm gonna try to concentrate on the. I haven't taken a Bayer yet. I'm trying to tackle. I had some Cocoa Puffs for my head. I'm drinking some brisk iced tea to help. But if it doesn't go away, I'm gonna have to pop 2 Bayers. The good news is my hand is healing. Amber looked at my hand yesterday, and even though it's in a lot of pain, a little bit, he says I don't need stitches, and it looks like it's. I don't need a butterfly bandage either. It looks like it's healing.
Yeah, it was healing. I'm sorry I forgot to grab the butterfly bandage today.
Fine. I'm holding the controller without anything, so.
Thank you very much, Max. Bless your heart.
Thank you, Max. Amber wasn't able to do a lot with DoorDashing today so far, so that's a huge help to us. Thank you.
The goal is complete now, says Max. Wait, what do we do when the goal is complete?
It's just.
Farewell for now. The goal is complete! Yeah!
Yeah. It's okay. You didn't do it on purpose.
Sorry. Thank you, Max. You're breathtaking. Oh, hi Alpha, hi Zach, hi Juan, hi Savon, hi everyone.
So I've noticed the difference with this blue shell is blue shells in other games, when you get hit, you still have the ability to collect coins again.
No.
After you're hit. When you get hit with a blue shell in this one, you fly over the coins that you drop. So you can't get back up to your full speed.
If you want to use my geese thing and put it on this channel.
No! Dang it!
It doesn't matter to me.
See the randomness of this game? Do you see the... Gotta do it again!
What kind of hat is she wearing?
It's a mask that people wear at those festivals in Japan. It's just a fun little yokai mask type thing. Like you get it at a. I can't think because my head is pounding. But it's a festival mask.
They had some Japanese masks in this one place that I went to recently. You know, one thing that's interesting about delivering things is you get to go into all kinds of fancy restaurants and look inside without actually ordering there. It's like, usually I would never have gone in there. It's like, oh, this is interesting. I saw an interesting, like, I don't know why a lot of restaurants are a combination Chinese and Japanese food, but I did find a restaurant that was like that, and they had these Japanese masks that kind of looked like they were from Demon Slayer or something. It was kind of interesting.
Thank you, Miss Deanna, and thank you, Max, for helping with the super chat goal
thank
for
you,
this
Miss
stream.
Deanna, and thank you, Max. Thank you so much.
Yep, it means a lot to us. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna try this again. Hopefully, my luck will change.
Oh. Yeah, Kwings' hair is short now.
Yep, my hair is short. I took a picture with my long hair.
It's my fault that somebody won't get their wig. Luke was gonna donate it, and I didn't want him to wait. I was like, no, I want your short hair again. I can't stand mullet man anymore. I don't want to be married to Billy Ray Cyrus.
Don't break my heart, my achy, breaky heart. Yes, that you don't understand. Mullet is my hair. It goes everywhere.
I never understand the mullet look because people are like, it's business in the front, party in the back, but it looks so much better if it's all long or all short. It being either short in the front and long in the back doesn't look normal at all. It looks weird. It looks weird. It's like you started to cut your hair, but you stopped doing it. You stopped in the middle of getting a haircut. It's like the apocalypse happened while you were at the barber. It's just like, it's not normal. I think it should either be the Michael Bolton, completely long hair look, or just a regular haircut. Like, you cannot go half and half. Like, it just doesn't work.
Nah! Oh my god.
I mean, well, I don't know. So many things. Well, I will say today I did better on my interview than last time. I actually found a website where there's a guy that helps people with interviews. His entire website is it's a YouTube channel, and he gives questions to interviews and tells you the answer you should say. Well, I will say that one reason why I feel like long hair works better on girls than guys is because I feel, and this is like a generalization, but I do feel like girls tend to get colder than guys, and long hair does help you to feel warm, but Luke doesn't really get cold a lot, so I think like for him the long hair isn't really working for him. Because it's doing the opposite effect. It's not helping him keep warm. It's making him too hot.
Well, I mean, it works in the wintertime. But yeah, I was dying in the summer. It was too. My neck was sweating all the time, and I just felt my head was heavier. I was getting more headaches than normal. I don't tend to get a lot of headaches, although some of the headaches was contributed to Zelda. Zelda was making me very sick.
No.
Yep, come on guys, we're almost at 700 views for the short. Let's keep going. You're almost there, keep clicking. We've got about 15-20 minutes left until the short's been up for 2 hours, then we gotta switch to the shorts playlist.
You guys don't forget to keep watching it.
Well no, just click it.
I mean, oh yeah, just keep clicking on it.
Keep clicking it. The first 2 hours, YouTube measures the click ratio of a short because of TikTok complaining. TikTokers complaining. Because TikTokers are able to amass millions of views with only like, you know, a few 100,000 people watching a short over and over again. Whereas YouTube did it based on, oh, you know, this person clicked and we're going to do it like kind of how we do our uploads. Except like we're going to count views every hour instead of every second. But what their compromise was like, okay, we'll have it work for about 2 hours and then afterwards it'll go back to like 1 click per hour.
Interesting.
So, yep, that's why the first 2 hours of a short is very important. So we need to try to get it up to 700 views if we can. We're at 612 for the short right now.
Yeah.
And the channel's at 1,400 views. I really want the channel to get up to 1,500 or 1,600 by the end of the hour because that's where it was yesterday. And like I said, all the everything is behind a little bit today.
Sorry, it's my fault.
I mean, you know, you had an interview and you had other stuff that you were doing. And I couldn't get up because my head was pounding.
It's my fault.
I told you that I would be able to run the music and stuff while you weren't, you know, while you were out. I'd be able to get up early. I just couldn't get up today.
It's my fault. I was here. At 2:45 I came home. I just lost track of time because I was doing something else. It's my fault. Now let's see, I had to let the cats out, and also I had something I was doing for my family. It's my fault. And then in addition, some lady rang the doorbell. And she kept ringing it several times.
That's how I woke up, was our doorbell.
Like, she wouldn't stop ringing it, and I was just thinking, like, I'm not expecting a package. Maintenance already came. Who's ringing my doorbell? And I wish they would have just left. I peeked out, and she just looked like a normal person. I usually look and see if it's a person with a clipboard. Because people with clipboards do come by and ring everyone's doorbell around here.
Yeah, so you'd think it was somebody from the complex or something, right?
Well, no. Actually, because I thought she was from the complex, that's why I opened the door. Because I didn't want to, like, not answer my own landlord. I thought it was they basically... I don't know. Well, you're not here during the day, but...
Technically I'm here, but I'm not
There are
awake.
solicitors all the time that come by during the day with clipboards. They try to sell people things.
Oh.
They come by and they basically put their foot in your door.
Okay.
And they make you do like a survey and give kind of personal information, and like there's all kinds of people trying to get signatures for a political party. We have people coming by that are trying to sell a different, you know, electricity company. All kinds of stuff. Like people doing surveys, like all the time. A lot of salespeople come by, and they have, and if I see a clipboard, I do not answer the door because I know that they're selling me something. It's frustrating.
Sounds like it.
There was somebody that came by, like, oh my gosh. I think there was one company that was going down to everyone's door, and they did it like every week for like a month, and it was just super annoying. I just waited till they left before I could leave the house. So I think one time I accidentally opened the door when they had their clipboard out, and they just started bombarding me with questions and demanding information. Like, it was very stressful, and I was just like, I am never opening the door to these people again. I'm just waiting until they're gone. And also, that person that bombarded me, I waited until they left my door, and then I started to sneak out my door, and then they ran back over to me and started harassing me. Like, they, even if they're not even at your door and they notice you're there, like, they'll come after you and start talking to you.
I can't do this while we're doing that.
It's fine.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
I'm sorry.
I'm struggling a little bit because there's too much things happening in the world right now. My head is confused.
Also, there's crazy people sometimes that come by. Like insane people. Like that one little kid. That was weird. I don't think he's crazy, but that was crazy. One time I answered the door to someone and it was normal. They said they were looking for their cat. But what, they weren't crazy.
Right.
They just needed help with their cat problems.
Got it. Yep, keep clicking, guys. We're almost there.
I was just thinking about that one day that we were streaming, and it was late at night. It was like after 11:30 at night. And we thought someone was breaking into the house because we could hear all this rummaging by our door. And it sounded like someone was breaking in. It was so scary. We had to stop the stream, and we had to and they kept ringing the doorbell and knocking, and we could hear like somebody sounded like they were trying to get into the house.
Yep.
And it was so scary. And then come to find out in the morning, there was all these political ads strewn all over our door and kind of like tucked into the door. Like someone was trying to jam political ads between our door. And it's like they scared us half to death so that they could jam a flyer into our door at 11:30 at night.
We did have somebody try to break in our house a couple times, though, but we have what's known as a bump lock. So they were trying to get the deadbolt to open, and they couldn't because we had a lock in place. Like we have a lock for our deadbolt. So it's a very common thing that people use in New York and stuff like that. So I just brought it with me from New York for Pennsylvania, and it's probably saved our lives a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, like once.
That's why I really recommend that, like those types of products, like locks for your locks. I know it seems silly, but like sometimes a deadbolt is not enough to keep like bad people out of your house. You need a lock for your deadbolt so that they can't make the deadbolt move.
I just can't imagine like what someone would be thinking, like coming into somebody's house late at night, like.
If they're coming to your house late at night, they're there to do you harm, and they're there to steal your stuff,
So they're there to threaten you with a weapon.
Yeah, and if they come in the house, just so you know, you have to kill them. Because if they survive, they're going to sue you, so they have to die.
Wow.
You have to kill them. It's true. Because they'll sue you in court for getting injured in your house, or, you know, whatever. So, in order for them not to play the victim, they have to be...
Okay, honey, you've already said that twice.
I know it's fine. But that's why I have the preventative measure, which prevents it hard for people to break into a house with a bolt lock. They're actually very handy, and they're not too expensive. And they're recommended by law enforcement. My how I found out about them is my cousin Jimmy told me about them. And I was like, oh, really? This works? He says, yeah, if they try to do this, it won't come off. So, I was like, okay. And I've been using similar products like that for... I'm upset, though. The really good one we had, when we moved from our first place in Pennsylvania, we had it in the basement. Like, we had it on the... It was like an invisible lock. And that company went out of business because, like...
the plastic one.
Yeah, the
hard one.
The husband who created the product died of cancer, and his son tried to keep the thing running, but like he couldn't, you know, he didn't know he didn't have the know-how to keep that like company running. But that lock that retired like firefighter made was really good, and unfortunately it was still on the door of our basement, because we didn't go to our basement very much. It was like a basement and a garage, so we just kept that one door always locked.
We left that bolt there.
Yeah, because like the thing is, we would just, if we wanted to go out through the garage, you just open the garage and walk through. I never understood why there was a door leading to the garage door. It was weird. So I just always kept that dead bolted with that like lock thingy, and you know, we left it there. That was way better than the one that we're using. And they don't make the other one anymore, which is a shame, because I mean that was a great company. That was a guy in New Jersey who created it. Like, so. All right, so Peachy won.
Yay, you did it, Bowser Jr.
Dun, 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 dun.
Peachy's got it.
So today with Zelda, I'm going to be fighting the Divine Beast, and then I'm going to be trekking my way all the way to the air place. So that means I'm going to need to make tons of like chili pepper dishes so I stay warm.
Oh.
What I'm really annoyed about is I've done several amiibo drops, and I've only collected a few Link caps and one Link pants. And the one Link pants that I got was Skyward Sword's Link's pants, which they're kind of baggy.
Maybe it doesn't work the same on Switch 2.
No, it's the same. Like, the idea of picking up the costumes is so rare. Like, I forget how many... Because remember, I sat there all night when Breath of the Wild came out. And over the course of a week, I got all the Link costumes, but I was resetting the timer of the system. Nintendo has a policy in place that they don't like modifying stuff, and I don't want to risk them being like, oh, you reset the timer in your game, like, to go from, you know, real world time to backwards to fool the system. You modified, so now we're going to brick your Switch too. So I don't want to do anything that could you know, compromise my system, because I don't trust Nintendo. So I'm just doing it the old-fashioned way, like one amiibo drop a day, and maybe, I think there's only going to be like 15 episodes of this Breath of the Wild series, because I'm only doing the story. I'm not doing the side quests. I'm just doing what's necessary to get the Master Sword, confront Ganon, and call it a day. Because like we've done in our Road to Tears of the Kingdom series, we did all the side quests, and that was like 2.5 years ago. So to me, there's no reason to do all the side quests again, and search for Koroks and stuff, because on the 23rd of June, I start my 10-year anniversary of Arkham Knight. So the 23rd of June, I'll be playing Arkham Knight starting at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the 23rd, even though June 24th, or is it the 23rd or 22nd? I don't remember. It was one of those days when Arkham Knight originally came out, so I'm going to do evening episodes of that. Something like that. 149. This is... What cup is this? Is this banana? Oh, yeah. This is banana.
That's awesome, Luke. So the 23rd, you're going to start your 10-year anniversary of Arkham then?
Arkham Knight, yep, is 10 years old. Pretty crazy. Alright, let's see how many views people are able to get on the cat short. Alright guys, you did great. An hour and 57 minutes, you got up to 710 views. You've got about 3 minutes left on that short. Whatever you guys can do, and then we'll use the, we'll go to the shorts playlist. You did fantastic, people, especially without any notice, and that short wasn't on the newsletter, so thank you very much, everybody. You did great. I can't click anything. All jammed up.
Alright, we'll just see if there's... can stop anything going in the background.
One last click, guys. You got 3 minutes left, so let's try to click that a lot. Oh wait, no, you don't have 3 minutes. It's 5:39. So you have until 6 o'clock. So let's still try to get as many views on that as possible. So if you're wondering, I'm doing Mirror Cup right now.
Okay.
Mirror Cup is the last tier of stuff we need to do.
Yeah.
And then I could do a couple streams of free roaming, and then I want to do a couple more streams of playing online with people. And then I guess we'll try to unlock the costumes.
Thank you for...
There's going to be like 30 episodes of Mario Kart World, because there's really nothing else to cover right now. So we're essentially doing, yet again, 2 series that are games that are already ancient. Breath of the Wild is already released prior. It had some nice new bells and whistles for Switch 2. And Arkham Knight is celebrating its 10-year anniversary, so both of those will have like extensive coverage. So Mario Kart will probably be over by like before the end of June, because there's not much left to do in the game. There's a couple free roaming episodes, unlock some character skins, things like that.
Oh yeah, for Mario Kart World.
Yeah, and then play online with people every once in a while. And that's about it. Like they really didn't add that much content in the game compared to Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 had a ton of content. There's only going to be 3 streams in Europe. So the first stream was yesterday, and this is the second stream. We've done 2 cups so far. Banana, or not, Star Cup and, or Shell Cup and, wait, maybe we only done, I don't know. Really get into it throwing that green shell. I'm like, die! Because it doesn't, when I'm in second place, it doesn't give me the shells. I need red shells, right? I'm noticing like the way that they do the items in this one is very different than the items in Mario Kart 8. Like, they're starting to do this whole thing again. When you're in second or third place, they give you really crappy items to go up against the person that's in front of you.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is, because it's really hard to take them down. Like, this person's way in front of us, this ghost person. I don't even see them. And all I have is a crummy green shell to try to attack them with.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
And they're so far ahead of me.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. And I'm going to have to redo this race because luck is a key factor in this game. And my luck just isn't... Look at this. I'm in third place. They gave me a freaking horn. And that's it. I'm pretty sure I lost.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
And then I got red shells on top of that. So, yep, I have to start over. Unless I can, by miracle, get this guy. Nope, see, they just gave me bananas. And the person easily dodged the bananas. They're like, what are you doing with that? Yep, gotta do it again. Gotta do it again.
There we go. I am...
I'm sure they'll add DLC at some point. Yeah, probably. I mean, that's how they prolonged the life of Mario Kart 8. Because Mario Kart 8, when it released on Switch in 2017, like, they did the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We had the new stuff they added was Splatoon characters and something else. And then, like, I think it was like 2 years later, they're like, hey, we got brand new content, a booster pass for Mario Kart 8. And people are like, what? They're like, 4 booster passes. Or not 4, there was 6, I think? There was a lot. There was 94 tracks in total. So, I mean, they could prolong the life of this if they wanted to. I'm just surprised we're just getting a Nintendo Direct on Donkey Kong, though. Like, I was thinking we were going to get an actual Nintendo Direct. Nope. It's just on Donkey Kong. Kind of like, okay. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm trying. I have a really bad headache. Like super bad. So, you know, I'm doing the best I can, but I really appreciate your guys' support with the super chats. Was amazing. That really helps out tremendously. It also helps the stream do better, and you guys are doing fantastic keeping the hourly views up by watching the short. So we're around 1,500 views on not the short, I wish. About 1,500 views for the channel currently, which is not bad. So we're about 100 views short from yesterday, which was 1,600 at this time. So that's still pretty good. But people are asking, are you guys going to do Tears of the Kingdom? We don't have time to do Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is going to last until at least the first week of July, I think. And I'd like to start one more new game that just came out for Switch 2. I can't remember the name of it. It's by Capcom. It's a $30 or $40 game. It takes place in ancient China, I think? But it's not Dynasty Warriors. It's kind of like a mixture of Monster Hunter and something else. See, they don't really give me anything. I was in third place just now, and they gave me just coins to pass the person. So it's like, I don't know how they're expecting you to literally defend yourself as well as to be on offense. And I just got hit with a red shell. And another red shell. I'm in 5th place now. Just like that. And because I'm in 4th place, to be like, okay, they're gonna give me red shells. Nope. No red shells. Not blue shells. Hopefully not. And nothing to protect myself either. They just gave me coins. But thankfully, because that person in first got hit with a blue shell, I got first place. But I wouldn't have gotten a first place if it wasn't for the person in first getting like blasted to tiny bits. So you kind of have to have the odds play in your favor in this. You gotta watch, and you know, sometimes it's okay on the last lap to stay in second place, because if there's a person in first, the likelihood of them getting hit by a blue shell is like, you know, a good probably 50-50, maybe higher.
Yeah. That makes sense, honey. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry that you're in such pain.
I think I'm gonna take a Bayer now. It's like right here.
I'm very sorry.
It's right here in this temple. Is this a temple right here where I'm pointing? Like, Hams, is this considered a temple? It's like here, and then it starts at my jaw, and then it goes under my eye, and then it goes above my eye. So it's the temple, the eye region, and my jaw. On my left side is just like, ugh. Super annoying.
Sorry.
Well, I don't want to wash my hands though, because like I have a bandage all over them. Every time I wash my hands, the bandage becomes loose, and then the wound gets hurt.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. At least it's healing. I was worried for a couple days because it was like super red and gooey, and it didn't look like it was healing properly. So.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, because the wound couldn't really close, and I was like, oh, I am going to need stitches. I'm thankful that if I get a scar, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Honey.
What? I'm not some pretty princess. I don't need to worry about. Scar is a badge of honor for a man.
Honey, it's a scar for me.
Battle of the coffee table. To regale people with tales of gamer rage.
I'll get you a butterfly band-aid, only costs $3. And then including a spell.
Ah! I wasn't in first! How did the blue shell hit me? What? How in the world did that happen? Huh? What's going on? Are you, is something going on in the chat? Or this is outside of the chat. It's got you. Oh, that was probably a costume. Yeah. So we only have one more costume to get for Peach. Which I might do some free roaming in this one. Maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, Peach looks very cute in this outfit.
Or Yukata? Yeah. Yep, it's her little Yukata. It's got little flowers on it, fire flowers. Look, fought the table and the table won. Yeah. Hey Jotaro, when would you be open to doing your ultimate late night after Breath of the Wild tomorrow? Like around like 1 or 2 in the morning, would you be open to that? For more of Metamorphosis or whatever? Metamorpho? You guys are doing great. You're almost at 800 views on the short. Let's finish it off. Sure? Okay, cool. So after the Breath of the Wild marathon tomorrow, because my parents will be... I don't think there'll be a Mario Kart stream tomorrow. I don't believe so. So we'll have like a 6-hour Ace Attorney video go up at like starting at probably 1 o'clock. And it'll go from 1 o'clock until 6 or 7. So Zelda will start at 7-ish. And then Zelda will be at 7:10. And then your stream will be at like 1:30 in the morning. Oh.
Sorry that you're not doing well.
It's just my headache, little one. Oh, those are cute little hearts.
Yeah.
What are those for?
I don't know.
Okay.
Something.
Something for me? Did I do something wrong? Okay.
I don't want to talk about it on the stream.
Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go, Peachy.
So, one of the I can tell you is putting trying to make this into a music channel.
Oh, okay. Understood.
I can, if you want to mute, I can tell you what's wrong.
You can mute. I'm just driving.
Yeah, it's okay.
Alright guys, we're almost at 800 views for the short. Let's keep going. Almost there. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep going. You guys are doing great. Thank you very much for picking up the slack that Amber and I had today. Because I want to save some Mirror Cup, guys, we're going to do some free roam after I do one more cup. And we're going to get the rest of Princess Peach's costumes, and we're going to do Baby Peach. So Princess Peach and Baby Peach will have all their costumes done on this stream. And maybe I'll do like 15 or 20 minutes of like online with you guys, and then I'm going to get to Breath of the Wild. That's the plan.
Sounds like a good plan, honey.
Yeah, because I mean, I would love to do all the all the mirror stuff today, but I want it to be at least like 3 live streams. Yeah, it took too long for them to... That's longer than 3 days.
It waited so long to find it.
That's longer than 3 business days, too.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It should have been Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's like 5, 6 days.
So... Basically, Luki is a pretty cool boss, though. I'm very flexible. Ouch. Yay!
I'm not I'm pretty upset with my... I mean, there is a chance I probably could have
Right, but I mean, I just don't understand, like, I don't
and
know...
it's more than a month.
No, I just...
It's more than a month.
I just don't know where their head is, like, they should have done this 2 years ago.
What? Oh, wait,
I've never heard of
and even, like,
a burial taking like 2 or 3 years.
Well, I don't want to. Even last year, they could have done it last year, but my brother never told me that he was even on this. And it's fine.
Also, I thought they were doing it in Arlington originally. Now they're not.
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, sorry. Alright, Birdo, let's go. Oh no. No, 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 no! Oh, whoops. Well, that happened. That was still enough to pull ahead overall, though. Alright, good job, Peachy. Peachy's got it. Oof. Oh, ow, my neck. Alright, so that's Banana Cup. That was appealing. Haha.
I find this track appealing.
If I pour a bear onto a spoon, I think I can do that. Because I don't want to have to... That's the thing I don't like about washing my hands right now, is because the bandage comes off and then it gets... You can see the water slips under here because it's not fully on there. And water gets in there and it really stings.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't hurt right now. It's just once the water gets into it, it's like, ah! It's very unpleasant. Alright, so, I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna go... I have to take a bear because this is not getting any better. So,
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Keep watching the short.
Alright, guys, keep watching the shorts if you can. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, you can talk to the chat for a minute if you want.
Just trying to...
Because Peach is gonna do her gameplay with Are you cute looking?
Alright, okay, so... Well, I don't... Alright, guys, so I hope everyone's day is going good. Good to see you guys in the chat. Hi, hello Tim. Hi, Shadow Trooper. Hi, Miss Deanna. Hi, OH. Hi, The Eyes of Fun. Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a nice day today. Thank you guys for watching the shorts, and I hope you guys are enjoying our coverage of Mario Kart World. And I hope everyone's day is going good. And Link is over here next to me. He's just like chilling, hanging out. Luke is, I guess he's taking medicine for his headache. Yeah. I mean, so far I'm enjoying Mario Kart World. Peach is looking pretty cute on the little porpoise there, or whatever it is, dolphin. Hi Captain Zach. Hi Geeky PJ. Hi everyone. I hope you guys are all having a nice day today. Oh, it's like the look of this game is really neat. We've got the cool rain effect. Maybe I should like grab the controller and get my hands on it. I don't know. Just try it. Oh. I don't even know how to do this. I guess I'll just play single player then. Oh, I don't know how to do this then. Alright, well. I don't know how to do free roam, so I guess I can't really play it. Oh, is online play free roam? Is that what it is? No, probably not. Oh, there we go. So now we can try free roam. Oh, now I see how it works.
I took 2.
I did 2 bear.
You press plus.
So, I guess do you wanna, you've got something that you have to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more cup.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do free roam where we can find Peach's remaining costumes. Because I think Peach still has actually, I want to see, how many costumes does Peach have left? Peach has 2 costumes that remain. Peach has a ton of costumes. Yoshi has 3 costumes left. Baby Peach has 1 costume. The Cloud person has 2 costumes. Birdo has 2 costumes. Donkey Kong costume's all done. Rosalina has 1 left. Wario has several. Baby Mario has 2 left. Baby Luigi 1 left. Toad has 4 costumes left. Boo has 3. Baby Daisy has 2. Bowser has 3 costumes left. Bowser Jr. has all his costumes. Waluigi, all costumes. Shy Guy has 1 more costume. Luigi has a ton of costumes. Daisy's done. Mario has several costumes still. Holy cow. Pauline only had 2, which is really weird.
I mean, she's only been a character that's recently...
Wrong-o. Pauline is from the very first Donkey Kong game in 1983. She just, over the past 20 years she started to come back in Mario games, but she's old school. She predates Peach as the Mario love interest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Donkey Kong, also, there wouldn't have been Mario without Donkey Kong. He only has 2 costumes. Some people are saying, well, that's because, he's going to have a lot of costumes because of the whole Donkey Kong game coming out. And it's like, maybe. But to me, it feels kind of weird that the fact that they didn't even give us an option for Donkey Kong to have, like, his classic rare costume. Like, it's such a weird thing. They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that is strange.
Alright, so we're gonna finish Peach. Peach has 1 costume left. Where was Peachy? Peachy's got it. Peachy's here. Oh, Peach has 2 costumes left.
Peachy's got it!
Peachy has, and then Baby Peach has 1 costume left. So we're going to do Peach and Baby Peach today, and also going to do the Cloud. And get all the Cloud's costumes. Okay. Next one. Whoa. I'm going to do that. It's just there's not much going on with the free roaming. Like it's very barren worlds.
Yeah, it's like the Arkham world.
Kind of. Except Arkham, you could argue, well, at least there's people running around in Arkham, and it's like, yeah, there actually is. Okay. One more. I really like the cute Yukata Peach. I think she's adorbs. All right, Dolphin Dashers. And next up is Leaf Cup. Yay!
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Leaf, mirror.
I love you, Luke.
Love you too. Leaf. Alright, guys and gals. This is going to be the last of the Mirror Cup thingies today, and then we're going to kick off Free Roam, get the remaining Peach costumes, Baby Peach, Cloud Guy, and probably Bowser. You know, round things off. And maybe do a little bit more free roaming quests, or play online with you guys, we'll see. Whatever I have time for. It's now 6 o'clock, we're at almost 800 views for the stream. Getting there, and that's all thanks to Miss Deanna and Max for pushing the stream. You help the views go up much faster. So we really appreciate that. Super chats and memberships push streams to do better. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for all your help.
And thanks to everybody's efforts. We only need, I think, $250 would pay off like the Switch 2 for us. So we have, you know, we've almost paid it off. It'd be great, like at the end of the month, if it would be like, yay, we paid it back. And then everything we start doing tomorrow or in July, we'll start, you know, actually earning a profit. Because right now we're kind of paying the Switch 2 back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Excuse and we've actually done a lot of Switch 2 coverage on this channel so far. Mario Kart World, F-Zero, Soul Calibur 2, Breath of the Wild, Fast Fusion, and then one more game. That one Capcom game. I can't remember the name of it. It's like $40. I don't know the name of it. It came out in 2024. And it won an award or something, but I'd never heard of it previously. It's kind of like a MMO, but not.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It looks like Monster Hunter though, but it's not.
Yeah.
You fight yokais. And
Oh wow.
I think you can play online with people too. I don't know. Come on, Peach, dig deep. You're gonna have to get these clues. See, I can't catch him because I don't have anything. And being in second place, I can't. It gave me a mushroom, that's it. Oh no.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Lucas played Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Of course I have. We played Assassin's Creed Syndicate on our mature channel.
We played through that.
Right before YouTube pulled the plug on the mature channel. Because it was bad timing with the mature channel. We had it like right around the time, 6 months before YouTube created their new ordinance for mature rated content, which hit mature rated like channels big time. They removed monetization because they were trying to chase the family friendly advertisers that they realized made more money. Like the advertisers that were more like advertiser friendly made more money than other stuff. So YouTube put the squeeze on mature content for a year and a half. We just happened to release our mature channel 6 months before the Armageddon. So we had things like Fallout 4 on there, Assassin's Creed Unity, we had a Doom game, we had some other, like, I think we had Diablo, I don't remember. But it didn't matter because, I mean, we only got to enjoy making income on that channel for 6 months. And we had, like, I don't know, we were averaging like 10,000 views a video, something like that. It was our smallest channel at the time.
Yeah, we got 6,000 subscribers pretty soon, though.
Yep.
So it's interesting that people say, you know, why don't you guys make another channel? We did, but they demonetized it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, I've noticed a lot of content creators make clip channels. Maybe that's what the secret is, but I don't know. Like, I experiment with everything, because I have thousands of clips, you know, that I use to make YouTube shorts. I could easily do the Asmon Gold clip thing, and the Zach Scott, I believe, has a clip channel too.
Yeah, I guess a lot of things too. I don't really understand what kind of. It'll just be like a couple minutes long, or like
no, it's the same thing as a YouTube short. It's just it's in its regular dimensions.
Oh, instead of making it in short, instead of making it in vertical form, then it's just regular 1080p resolution.
So out of the 2,300 shorts we've uploaded, about 1,800 of them are like actual real dimensions that I had to go in and change on my phone. But there are some that were specifically made for my phone that I don't have the widescreen stuff. Like all the cat shorts are done in, you know, cell phone mode. So I don't have any type of like way to improve the aspect ratio for that, because it was never that to begin with.
Yeah.
So there's like 300 cat shorts that wouldn't work. You jerk! There's no way you would hit me with a green shell like that.
Yeah. So like you actually did the cat shorts on a different aspect ratio to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yes, I did. See how lucky they are with their green shells? There's no way! And yet they're like as accurate as a red shell. It's so irritating. I'm getting annoyed because I've already done this track 3 times and I still can't qualify. I can't get first place. And I can't fight off the guy who's in first. Yeah, I can't catch him. I can't get him. Whoops. I wish I wouldn't have said we were close to 800 views, because they dropped us down. That's my fault.
It's okay, honey. Sorry about it. I hope it feels better.
I mean, isn't Bayer supposed to start working right away? Like, it goes directly into the bloodstream or something. Does that not help with a headache? I took 2 of them. I feel like I'm still doing this course forever. Yeah, but, you know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of taking the husk of the old M-rated channel and, like, seeing if I can get reinstated for monetization and do shorts or clips.
We wanted to do that before, and they said they wouldn't. Maybe for clips they would.
Clips is a different algorithm. It's a different monetization that you have to enable. So it's possible, but clips, you have to understand that clips don't make a lot of money either. They're a little bit more than shorts if you get like 1,000 views.
Yeah.
But I don't see why that channel couldn't probably make like a few $100s a month. Be better than nothing. And it's not like I don't have content to put over there. So I'm gonna probably try it.
I'll be hoping and praying that works.
Mm.
So right now you're racing on the computer players. Or...
Yep, I am still doing AI people.
Yeah.
Basically 150 cc's in this is your equivalent to 200 cc's. It's really annoying. I would say that 150 cc's in this is comparable to what it is on the N64. Except I would say the N64 is still a lot harder, but it's irritating. Like the way that the enemy is constantly hitting me like this, it's like I'm playing the N64. The rubber banding AI is super annoying. The fact that I'm getting all kinds of crappy items in order to fend off... I'm literally in 4th or 5th place right now. They're giving me garbage to go against them. Like, I have no items that I can use to, you know, even the playing field. And they just... That right there just killed my chance of anything. Like, I just got lightning to death. Whatever item I had, they just took it. It's like I'm cursed to get 2nd place, like, all the time. The guy right in front of me, if I had a red shell, I could take him down, but I can't reach him. That fish came out of nowhere. That's it. You gotta do it again.
Sorry, honey.
Well, I mean, you would think that the law of averages would actually, you know, catch up with me eventually, because this is my 4th time playing it through. Yeah. You would think that finally, like, my luck would pay off and I'd get 1st place on the race, but every time I'm getting destroyed. Every single time.
I'm sorry, honey.
It's fine.
A cool stage, though. I like the music a lot.
I'm not playing... We've already said we're not playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's a bad game.
That game got really bad scores. Also, we would have to play that on... We have no way to stream it. We would have to stream it on Nightwing 01 channel. But I can't imagine... With all of the backlash of...
It's a very toxic game.
It would also make our channel look really bad to play that game since it was very disrespectful to Japan.
Not just that. Ubisoft threatened to sue people who they deemed like as controversial. If you had an opinion that contrasted with theirs, they literally threatened legal action for what they deemed as like harassment, which... Their definition of harassment, if you look at the contract, says anything that they don't agree with is harassment.
Yeah,
so I'm not... We are not working with a company that has a policy like that because they're fascists.
Yeah,
so,
if you can't say, oh, if you find anything that's wrong with the game, now it's harassment.
You can't go to a member of the press and say, you can't talk about this because it'll hurt our feelings, and if you do, you're harassing us. You can't reward a company like that. You have to boycott them. Until they change their policy, I'm not looking at Ubisoft games anymore. Because I have principles. Just like I'm not doing Fantasy Life anymore, or any game by level 5, because of what they did to our Fantasy Life series. Like, they almost gave us a copyright strike. I had to work it out with their legal department. I'm not working with them again.
It was 81 on Metacritic. That's crazy because originally it was getting really bad scores. Maybe. I mean, I don't know how that happened because I've only. Even if it got 100%, I wouldn't do it because of their disrespect to Japan. They blatantly disrespected Japan like several times, and
they combine Japanese and Chinese culture when it's supposed to be a game about feudal Japan. They have Chinese characteristics, they have Chinese shrines. They did a horrible job.
And I mean, they even had a person working for them who openly said that they didn't like Japanese culture. Yep,
the lady who wrote the story was a liberal white lady, and she was very disrespectful to Japanese men and women. She's a psycho. I'm not doing anything for her game. Like, if they had a different writer, like, these liberal white women are all the same. Like, they're all crazy. So it's like, I don't want to support them. Because it's like, if I play their game, I'm showing that I support their actions, and I don't. Yeah, I just can't do this with Yukata Peach. We're gonna try Baby Peach.
And I mean, even if it was a great game,
It's not.
even if, I mean, it was getting pretty bad scores at the beginning. Even if it was the best game in the world, we still couldn't do it because, number one,
Principles.
we don't have a channel that we can play stream M-rated games on. And number two, principles. And number three, we cannot play a game in which if you say anything wrong with it, like, oh, the graphics are bad here, or I don't know if I liked the story, how it went this way over here, or I don't know if I liked how the gameplay mechanics work here. Any of those criticisms could be seen as harassment, and then you could be sued. So you can't work with a company that threatens harassment if you just give a regular critique of the game.
Yep. Correct, Miss Deanna. Yeah, so I don't like supporting people like that. You know, the fact that she wrote a game about Japan and she said that Japanese culture is toxic and Japanese men are dangerous. Yeah, I don't want to support a woman like that. You know? That's crazy. So, you know, Ubisoft was even bought by a company in China, so they're going to get changed. When they change their policies, and, you know, we'll see what the future is. But for right now, I have no plans, even as a Ubisoft partner, I have no plans to look at any of the games they have coming out.
I mean, even to be completely honest, I mean, even the, some of the other, I mean, we liked Assassin's Creed,
Valhalla?
I was gonna say we like the Greek one, and also the one with the
Odyssey?
Egyptian. Yeah.
I liked Origin. I didn't dislike Valhalla.
I know, but there were some problems in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was.
People didn't like.
It was weird, and it didn't.
There were some issues.
It didn't feel like Assassin's Creed.
I liked that there were, you know, Vikings in it, but there were some problems in it.
It felt like God of War more than it did Assassin's Creed. It was a good action game, but it didn't feel like Assassin's Creed.
I would say the Egyptian one and the Greek one were better than Assassin's Creed.
That's what everybody says.
Valhalla. The only saving grace of Assassin's Creed Valhalla was that they added Vikings into it. And then that kind of put a band-aid on the fact that there were a lot of problems with the game. So, I mean, they've kind of been kind of going downhill with their Assassin's Creed games for a while.
Right, but they got bought out by China, so you can expect that policy changes are going to happen. You know, they're going to fire a bunch of people, because what happens with any merger is people get fired. When they start firing the bad apples at Ubisoft, I'll probably work with them again. Because the people who are making the bad policies are bad employees. You know? China's going to want to make money because they see Ubisoft as a big brand that has a lot of potential. They're not going to let Ubisoft continue doing what they're doing. There's no way to catch up. May as well start over.
Yeah, if you could pick a country... Well, actually, you know, the one I really wanted to look at was Assassin's Creed Mirage, because it was like reminded me of Ubisoft's other franchise. Oh my gosh, the Sands of, oh my gosh, Prince of Persia.
That wasn't as bad as Assassin's Creed Shadows, but Mirage has some weird stuff in it.
Yeah, I think every game that they do, they try to push weirder and weirder things.
Every game after 2018, they push weird stuff. Did.
Yeah, instead of focusing on the story, they're trying to push something.
Any company that does that now, like, is going to suffer serious repercussions. And also Sony. The reason why Sony kept their thing so, I would say gamer friendly, like their last, like, PlayStation Direct, or whatever you want to call it, PlayStation State of Play. Like, they cater to the gamers because gamers are making them a lot of money again. They just took one of their exclusives, Stellar Blade. It sold more on Steam than it did on PlayStation. Like, it is the fastest selling Sony port on Steam. Like they're breaking all kinds of records with Stellar Blade, and basically all Stellar Blade is Devil May Cry with a female protagonist in a sci-fi setting, made by a Korean studio. It's a very bloody game. It's got good action. The story is eh. You have an attractive female character, and you know the gameplay is, if you've played games like Devil May Cry and things like that, you can pick that game up.
We played an Assassin's Creed game together on the mature Kwings mature gaming channel, I thought.
Unity and Syndicate.
The one that had the two twins, the
Yeah.
girl and the guy.
That was either Assassin's Creed Syndicate or Unity.
That was interesting.
The one that took place in England?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting. Oh, right. The one you were very excited about was the one with the Native American person.
I liked Assassin's Creed 3. That wasn't too bad. The one with Connor?
Yeah.
It's still like a...
You like researching about the Revolutionary War and stuff.
Well, it's not that I liked researching it. It was expected, because if you're a kid in the East Coast, it's just, you know, you were taught the Revolution a lot.
But, I mean, to be completely honest, like, Assassin's Creed has always had some weird stuff in their games, like with aliens and all this. But it's just that they just kept pushing more and more weird stuff.
It's the same thing that happened in game journalism, is you had all these people come in that were pushing ideologies and other things that weren't gaming related. You had some companies that were AAA that became compromised for like 6 or 7 years. And they started to push all kinds of whatever.
The thing I don't like is,
Again,
like Ubisoft always pushed their weird stuff from the beginning, but it was their weird conspiracy alien.
Yes! Go, 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 go! Good job, baby. Okay.
So, like, they basically pushed their weird, like, kind of conspiracy alien agenda thing from the beginning, but that was part of their game. But then later on, what I don't like when they do is, that's fine. Okay, that's their weird take on the story. But what I don't like in Assassin's Creed is when they push stuff just to push a modern agenda for whatever is popular at the moment that people are pushing in politics. And they just put it in their game just so they can get brownie points in their game. So that people will hopefully, you know, kind of be forced to give it a good score or else. That's what I don't think is okay.
The thing is, I mean, there's always been a little bit of a political spin in every game, but the difference is, well, not every game. I mean, I don't think there's, other than Princess Peach being a monarchy, they don't really get into policy and things like that. But, like, the difference is with Japanese games over Western. Japanese games, when they do, like, very driven political sci-fi things like Final Fantasy, they show you all the perspectives, and they don't tell you which is the right one or the wrong one.
Yeah, that's
you're experiencing the story for the characters, whereas when Americans and Western people make political dramas or, like, you know, games that are very, like, biased, like leading one way or the other, they are telling the player what the player is allowed to believe and think. And that's why people get irritated, because that's known as we call that preaching. We call that what's that other word that gamers use a lot? It's not just preachy. There's another word, propaganda and some other stuff. And you know, it's deliberate. And you know, when people call them on that, they're like, "Well, this stuff has always been in games." It's like, yeah, there's been a subtlety to it, but you have the subtlety of a jackhammer.
Instead of, like, in the past, they would put politics in the game, but they would show all angles, and you kind of are able to experience it from different people's perspectives.
To some extent, but also, even if they did have something that had a political drive to it, they weren't telling the viewer personally, you have to believe this because so-and-so is this in real life.
Yeah, I do find, like, even in the Assassin's Creed, like, especially Ubisoft and other companies, like the game, what was that one? Gotham Knights. So, like, Ubisoft's modern game
grandstanding,
and also Gotham Knights, and instead of being like, oh, you know, like, Harley Quinn, you know, like, they're like, well, Harley Quinn is evil, and like that would be normal, like, and then like in an older game, maybe like Batgirl would have been like, well, I mean, she's kind of cool, and then like But in modern games, it's like, well, she can do whatever she wants because she is a woman, and and then going on and on, like basically making an hour point. Like, if you don't agree with that, then you hate blah blah blah.
Right.
And it's like, instead of just having one character say their perspective, the other character saying their perspective, and be like, huh, and then moving on, they literally have a character give you a lecture and try to make you feel bad if you disagree with their point. Which is strange, because you're supposed to be playing a video game, which is supposed to be just for fun, and they're literally they're literally on their soapbox standing there, yelling at you.
It's propaganda, it's preaching, and it's, it's annoying, because, like, what people don't understand, they try to say, and this is why I don't like activists either, is they say that people are not allowed escapism. They say that it is unhealthy for people to go into a world of make-believe and not be constantly bombarded with what the world is like. They said that's unhealthy for an adult to withdraw into, and that's not true, because that's what books always were. Books were about, adventures and things where people would use their imagination, and they would lose themselves in their adventures or their mysteries or whatever. It's always been like that. So the fact that they have this stance where, like, it's wrong for you to have escapism, what they're saying is it's wrong for you to get out of our, like, control, because we're trying to take every form of media that you love, and we're trying to make it so that you can't escape our ideology. You can't escape our beliefs. You're not allowed to think about anything other than we are. So they get mad at people, and they clap back at you, and they're like, well, it's unhealthy for someone to have, like, escapism. But that's what gaming has always been. Gaming is supposed to transform you into another world while you're playing it. Whether it's a fantasy world or Mario or Zelda, they don't have the issues of today's way of life inside of the video game. It's a sci-fi or fantasy epic about what's going on in the world of Hyrule, like, going back in time and stopping Ganondorf from taking over the world, or getting on a boat and exploring the ocean and trying to find out what happened to ancient Hyrule. All this stuff is, important to the world that you're in. And the author is trying to illustrate a story that will transform, not necessarily the world around you, but your imagination, and also, take your mind off of your problems. Like, people have so much stress nowadays because there's no escape from the world. They don't want you to escape.
Yeah.
They want you to watch the movies they want you to watch. They want you to watch the shows. They want you to read the newspaper that they want you to read. They want you to play the games. They want you to always be constantly bombarded with their way of thinking. And that's wrong. And so what's happening in the game industry now is we're going back to a more neutral approach, where it's like people are making games that they know are going to sell, and gamers are finally like, oh my gosh, we can actually relax a little bit. Because there are some pretty politically driven gamers, but they only do that in the political space. They don't do that in the gaming space. The gaming space is supposed to be for everyone, that they can come and relax and play what they enjoy, because most people who game today, they don't get to game for like 8 hours straight. If they're lucky if they get like a few hours of game time every day, because, they're adults with jobs and responsibilities. So the fact that they've had to suffer through, all this programming and conditioning by these wackos in California, it's pretty sick if you think about it. It's literally like the war propaganda in a sense, except it's ideology propaganda. You were constantly like subjected to it in everything you did, and that was a problem. And when people stood up and said, "Hey, I don't want to do this," they would say fascist and ist and phobe and all this other stuff, because they didn't want you to have escape, which they've clinically proven that isn't important for adults, not just children, to have hobbies, to have things that they like, that they can get good things going into their brain, so their brain isn't constantly like cycling through all the things that are happening in their life, at their job, at work, at the news and things. You have to have a place of escape, of safety, that you can, go to, and that's your happy place. It's important to have a happy place. If you don't have a happy place, you're going to end up becoming a mass murderer. Pretty much. Because you have no escape. Your only escape is to rebel against society at that point. It's like they're winding you up to be an assassin.
You need a release of Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
You need a way to relax and to feel happy without, like, it's like if everyone in your life is not kind to you, like your family, your job, everything, yeah, you're gonna end up like the Joker if you don't have an escape, because, you know, say your job is mean and your family is mean and everyone in your life is mean to you, you're gonna need some kind of way to escape reality for at least a half an hour to just do something you enjoy and not think about the difficult things in life.
Yeah, that's why my parents had the rule, which this is why I hated Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving was different than any other meal. Thanksgiving, people would come from all over the country, you know, of our family, and they would sit down for dinner, and they would talk about all kinds of politics and stuff. There'd be fighting, be all this other stuff. My parents' main rule in the house, outside of Thanksgiving, is no politics. People just sit there, they eat dinner. Sometimes we'd watch a movie and eat dinner. You know, it was a very safe, calm environment just to eat food and relax and, you know, ask people how their day was going. But Thanksgiving always turned into a war zone because my family consisted of both Democrats and Republicans, and they would fight all the time over the dumbest stuff. And this was even 20 years ago, you know? I haven't had Thanksgiving with my family in 20 years, but, like, you know, even back during the Bush and Gore years, like, they were always fighting each other to the point where it looked like people were going to get into fist fights. Their faces would get all red yelling at each other.
Well,
And
your
it's just...
family hasn't really had a huge Thanksgiving meal for a while because of you. It was just you and your parents and your family.
Yeah. The last big Thanksgiving I remember was, like, probably 2008 or something like that. But they haven't done that in a long time, which is actually good because, you know, I don't like big family Thanksgivings personally. The Thanksgiving that we had here
Well,
with...
that's why I always wanted to. Yeah.
No, I know. The Thanksgiving that I have with you, it's... I really like our Thanksgivings.
Yeah, me too.
Just
I worry about the more people I wouldn't have over, then there would be more people getting upset.
Well, it can be, because even if you make rules, like, people tend to break rules on Thanksgiving because they're like, well, it's important that I know what you're thinking. It's like, no, it's not. It's dinner time. Doesn't matter what I think, because you and I aren't going to agree with everything. Like, that's not our role as a family, is to agree with everything. It's to be civil and nice and kind to each other. You know, we're supposed to be good examples to the young people that are watching us. Because all I saw was adults arguing over stupid stuff. It made me, you know, really be like, okay, when I have my own house and stuff like that, I'm definitely not doing that. And if people do, I'm going to, especially if it's wintertime, if you're bringing up politics in my house during dinner and it's snowing, I'm kicking you outside. You can stand out in the cold until you cool off.
I agree with that.
You know, and if you can't, you know, I'll call a taxi and you can go back to your hotel or something, because you're not staying in my house. I will kick you out. And you can go yell at, you know, the icicle for all I care, because I'm not bringing... That stuff's toxic and volatile, and it ruins everything, like, all the time. Crap. I don't know if I won overall or not. I might have. I think the baby won. Let's find out. Yep. I'd literally rather the person, like, freeze than cause problems in my house.
Yeah, I really like what you were saying, where you were responding to someone on Twitter about Nintendo's approach to the fans, like, getting upset.
Well, it was a common sense approach what I said about Nintendo. Nintendo believes, and we knew people that worked at Nintendo. Nintendo has never addressed controversy or what fans deem as controversial, because that's not what the company does. Japan's policies are different than American policies. American policies with, like, the game industry, they have liaisons that reach out to fans, and they work with the community, which is, you know, the gamers, in order to look like they have a good, you know, PR with them. Like, oh, the company cares because they talk to me or they retweet my stuff or whatever. When in reality, the company is always constantly doing damage control when they're talking to the community. It's not that they're trying to be nice and they're trying to be like, oh, you know, we care what you think. Because as soon as you say something that's super critical of them, that whole buddy-buddy relationship is going to be terminated anyway, because these people aren't necessarily the face of the company, but they're trying to make you think that the company cares about you. Whereas Japan doesn't have anything like that. Japan's job is to release a product that is going to get people excited or get them to be like, okay, you know, this is what's going on, and we're making something specifically for our fans.
I feel like Japan's whole idea of like Nintendo Japan and a lot of Japanese companies, I feel like their whole mentality is like, I feel like if I was the company or the people there and what they're thinking, I feel like they're thinking like, well, I feel like what they're thinking is like, well, people should know the rules of common decency, how to interact with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So like they should already know that we wouldn't respond to that. Like I feel like they don't need to say anything, because when people are being really mean to them online, like of course they wouldn't respond because those people aren't being decent to them, so they're not going to respond to that. That's how I feel like they're thinking, but that's just my opinion.
Well, it also has to do with like whenever a company addresses something, they always make it a million times worse. So the reason why Nintendo has the policy of, hey, don't respond to any type of like not just controversy, but don't respond. You're not allowed to make statements on the behalf of Nintendo because Nintendo doesn't do that. So employees always had to like just basically any type of backlash, ignore it. And that's a good approach to have, because when a company takes a stance either way, you're gonna make somebody angry. Either you're going to be pro whatever the other people think, like they're happy that you acknowledge the problem, but now you've actually, because you've acknowledged the problem, you've created a bigger problem. So the people that wanted you to stay silent on it, now they're mad at you. You can't please everybody. The best way to do things is to just not address it. And just like, what's going to happen is there's going to be some type of thing that happens in the game industry that's going to replace whatever Nintendo did, which is essentially a nothing burger. It's not that big of an issue. But people make it out to be a big issue because YouTubers and, you know, people who are influencers, they get paid based on controversy. It's the same as the news. Like, the news gets paid for every bad story they cover. They don't get really paid very much for doing nice things. They get paid for being, you know, sensationalists.
I mean...
And it's true.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, one thing I feel like when Nintendo, like, not responding, I think, like, you know, it's interesting that, like, I don't know why, but I used to research different people that, you know, I used to be a really big fan of, like, not comic books as in, like, superhero comics, but I liked stuff like Calvin and Hobbes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I think it was the guy who made Calvin and Hobbes or another comic writer, like Sunday Afternoon comic writer. And they were saying, like, what do you owe your fans at the end of the day? Like, when they have all these extra requests, like, oh, can you make a plush? Can you reach out to me? Can you respond to my comments? One of these creators said, that, like, made one of these comics, said, you know, that you don't really owe your fans anything except for just to, like, take into account everything the nice things they said, and then continue making the great product you started making to begin with, like, whatever you were already making that made them happy. So if you are really good at making your comic strip, then just keep working at that to do a good job for your viewers. But you don't really owe them extra things. So I feel like that might be Nintendo's approach too. Just, okay, they have all these things that people are demanding, but they don't actually owe us any of that. They just owe us to keep working on the next Mario Kart game. That's their job. No,
that's not what Nintendo does. But what you're describing, that is how the comic book industry and the movie and the TV industry do, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But no, Japan does listen to feedback. And they do, like, the game industry cannot survive without feedback and the relationship between customer and developer. Whereas in other media, they aren't as reliant on the creative process or fixing problems. They ignore the fans.
Yeah.
If you talk to a creator, a comic book creator at a convention, and you give them an idea, they're going to ignore you. And they might get mad at you because now they won't come up with that idea themselves, and they could put themselves in a legal bind later. Because someone would be like, oh, I came up with this idea at so-and-so convention, you didn't give me credit. And it creates all kinds of problems. So in the comic book and television and film industry and animation, they're very distant with their fans because they believe that they can do whatever they want, and their fandom is going to, you know, be happy with whatever they get. But what they don't understand is, it's not that fans are trying to create a video game space, like where there's a almost symbiotic relationship between gamer and game developer, especially feedback they love because feedback improves things. Feedback improves the game, feedback improves the franchise. Good or bad, feedback is something that, you know, Japan loves for that. But at the same time, they don't really listen to a lot of feedback in the manga world. Like, people will come by and they'll say, oh, you know, this really inspired me, or this really helped me, and they love hearing that stuff. But they're like, you know, I really wish that you would get rid of this character, or that you would add a dog, or all this other stuff. Like, that's going to insult the manga artist who's there. They won't.
Like, their vision is tainted.
But they won't be rude about it. They'll just be like, you know, it'll be like, no, we're not going to do that, and we thank you that you like our stuff. But what was happening with Activism is Activism was trying to shut off a core aspect of gaming, which was the relationship between gamer and developer. These people were coming from places of like the comic book industry and film and animation and news. There were a lot of people who were writing stories for video games that they had no background in creative writing. They were reporters that worked for like CBS or CNN or C-SPAN or the New York Times or whatever. You know, they were coming from a completely different background, and they always saw gaming as something that was stupid anyway. But the reason why they wanted to work there is because they wanted to change everything to incorporate their philosophies. So it was a war zone, basically. And they didn't succeed. You know, they caused a mess for 7 years, but in a sense, if you really look at gaming the way it is today, there are so many aspects of it that still remain. Like, developers really appreciate feedback and finding out what fans want and, you know, how they can improve this game or how they could fix this. If the relationship between gamer and game developer didn't exist, there would be no patches. There would be no DLC. There would be no updates. There would be no sequels. You know, all that stuff is reliant on the relationship that we as gamers have as we mature in our roles. Like, a lot of gamers, you know, start out as players, then they become creators, then they become writers, then they become designers, then they become composers. You know, it all goes back to their core roots where, yeah, people, you know, in the film industry, it's kind of the same thing, but once they're creatives, it's like, now I don't need to listen to anybody. I can make whatever I want, and, you know, people have to either love or hate what I make. Look at how James Gunn deals with criticism. He doesn't care what people say. He's like, I made my version of Superman. I was inspired by the Justice League cartoon. Superman is a character now who can be beaten and is going to get hurt and stuff because that's the Superman that I grew up watching. You know, he says it's not going to be the Henry Cavill Superman. It's not a godlike Superman. He's a Superman that has vulnerabilities and, you know, he's more relatable. The audience is going to like him more because he even said he's kind of like a Marvel character. Because remember, Marvel makes their characters underpowered to begin with because they're trying to appeal to people. Like, hey, you know, this character is more relatable to you because, look, they can be hurt, or they're not as strong, or they're going to struggle more than a DC superhero. You know, they do that stuff on purpose. Yeah. That's how Stan Lee wrote things. So, you know, James Gunn is going to start to incorporate that with a lot of DC heroes. Like, in the movies, they're not going to be godlike beings that they used to be, which is how they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be as relatable as Marvel, because they're just not. So them taking the Marvel method into superhero DC films is going to feel really awkward for a lot of DC fans. Like, they'll see the movie and they'll be like, it's great, but I don't like the fact that, you know, the Superman we're seeing is basically depowered Bruce Timm's Superman. Because Bruce Timm's Superman in the Justice League show got his butt handed to him all the time, but it's still one of my favorite versions of Superman because of, you know, the hero struggle. And then in the final episode, you see that he was holding back the whole time, and it made sense, but it appeared that he wasn't as strong as the other Supermen we'd seen growing up.
Yeah, I was just thinking about with the Ubisoft thing, I was thinking, I wonder if we're ever going to get that Sands of Time remake that we were supposed to get.
Well, I mean, China bought them. Ubisoft did so badly in 2024. At the beginning of 2025, they were bought by a Chinese company. And now Ubisoft is half Chinese, half French. And
So-
China is going to make a lot of changes, like,
So-
going forward.
I think what's kind of ironic is that Ubisoft, one of their main things that they were so insensitive about Japanese culture was they kept merging Japanese and Chinese culture together. Like, they didn't understand they're two different people. And it's funny that China is probably going to pay better respects to Japanese culture than France did. Really.
There is... I mean, it's sad that we're going to lose, like, a fully French developer. You know, they've been around for a long time. Like, they were a French developer. All of them were
they were
French.
always based on.
So now it's going to be, like, it's going to be more than half Chinese, because, like, China's going to fire a lot of bad eggs, because China doesn't mess around. I'll give you an example. They had a consultant agency that was in Washington for Marvel Rivals, and they were complaining about the character models for the women in Marvel Rivals, and they were making a big deal, like the Seattle agency, saying how, you know, Marvel is sexist and all this other stuff. The company who owns Marvel Rivals in China found out about it, and they fired every single person that worked at that Seattle office, and then they made the announcement that we are no longer working with U.S. branches. Like, everything that happens with Marvel Rivals is only going to be associated with our company in China. Like, they will not work with American companies at all. So those people got kicked to the curb real fast, because China's not going to deal with any nonsense. But there is a double-edged sword to how China does business. China does not believe in the Japanese and Korean way of doing game development. They don't listen to feedback. They don't listen to what fans want. They will make things based on what they think that you want, because they're very smart, but they have never taken any feedback to improve their games, ever. In fact, if you bring up things to them, there are several Chinese games that are on Steam, and you complain about something, they will ban you from the game you're playing that they created. They will outright ban you permanently for bringing up any dissension, any advice, any concern, anything. Like,
If I had to guess, I'd say that's probably because maybe in their culture it's like disrespectful to do that, to like try to tell them
could be like
how to do their job.
Japan and China are like night and day. They have very differences in terms of like how their sense of honor is. Like, Japan wants to do whatever it can to please their customer. Like, they will do whatever is possible to make money. China wants to make money, but at the same time they want to do things that they know is the right way of doing things. So when somebody offers them advice or opinion or whatever, they get really angry. And the fact that they didn't like this American company grandstanding, there was like 50 people that worked there, and they just fired them overnight, and it made headlines. And when that happened, that's when I knew that, you know, the woke game market was dead, because China's not going to mess around. And when China saw that, it very quietly happened. There was a consultant agency that was starting up in Korea, because there's a lot of Korean games there now. And that consultant agency, 3 weeks after that American agency was shut down by China, Korea kicked out the only consultant gaming agency that was in South Korea. They, like, got rid of them completely. And without any contracts with South Korean games, the company folded, because they had no way of, you know, there was no support coming in. So, you know, this is the year that most consultant agencies will die. Like, they're just going to disappear. And good riddance to them, because they're bad rubbish. You don't need people who are withdrawn from the game industry saying they represent what the gamers want, because they aren't representing what gamers want. But at the same thing, I think that China is wrong in removing the the symbiotic relationship between gamer and developer, because they're creating like another entertainment space like what we have in movies and comic books, where it's like, here, I made you this, you better appreciate it. China's approach is, we think you really want this, so we're giving you this. That's why they give you all the weird skins and stuff in Marvel Rivals, because they know that the sexy stuff sells. But they're not going to ever pull you and be like, what character do you want to see, and what's this, and what's that? Because they're going to do whatever they think is best for their company. They don't want to take your feedback. They don't want, you know, anything. And when it comes to guest characters, they don't want you to suggest guest characters either, because that's their idea. That's what they want to do. They want to show that they're a great company that can please the fans without any fan interference. And I think that in the gaming space, that's wrong. And I think that's going to create problems, but it probably won't create problems for years. But it will start, because people will get annoyed with, you know, some of these Chinese developers eventually.
Thank you, Adam Dean, for the super chat. Thank you so much for the help. Hey, Kwings, Nintendo sent me a Nintendo Switch 2 invite, finally.
Nice.
And politics server Discord chat rooms in for also keeping to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked retail for 17 years. People call me everything in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it's for the Discord and chat. Yeah, Discord and keeping to myself, in my opinion, says Adam D.
I don't even think it should be on Discord, because, I mean, you literally have a service called Discord, which Discord is not a nice thing. It's you know, it's bad.
Well,
Discord means,
yeah.
you know, dissension and all kinds of stuff.
And congratulations on your Switch 2. And
Yep.
yeah, I have to say, Adam, like, I'm just applying to places, and it's like, when I had a question about what to do if I disagree with somebody, I didn't really understand what they were saying. Luke had to explain it to me later, that they were trying to say, like, you know, if somebody brings up something controversial, how do you handle that? Which is odd, because that never even used to be really a question. That I don't remember that being a question in the past, dealing with applying places. Because people didn't really bring up controversial stuff while they were at work, because they were trying to do their job. It's just so weird that today you have to deal with, you know, not only just trying to do your job, but also people constantly trying to bring up controversial topics and try to figure out what you think, and then if they don't agree with you, then they like get really angry at you or something. When you're just trying to keep your head down and do your job. It's really annoying, actually. I find that stressful, and honestly, if I could have like a big company, and if people even brought up something controversial, they'd be like fired immediately. Because it's like, it's just so stupid that people even bring that stuff up. Like,
I think it's good to fire people immediately. If they're not going to work and they're going to cause problems, they don't deserve to have a job. A job is not a right. A job is a privilege. A job is a responsibility. It's not something you're owed. You can't just go there and make money, you know, just because. You have to work hard for it. And, you know, it goes like every generation society gets dumber, like, because of modern technology. Case in point, what's going on right now is, I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's all kinds of people getting run over in the street now for doing stupid stuff, right? When we were a kid, even in the 80s, parents were like, hey, you know, be home before dark and make sure you don't play in the street. You could get hurt. In the 90s, parents was like, dinner's at 6, don't play in the street, you'll get hurt. And it's like, people kept saying like simple things for so long to, you know, make sure it was in their kid's head, and then you would pass that knowledge on to your kids, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
and then in the 2010s, right, 2010s, like, the common sense started to disappear, because parents were like, you know what, I've had a really bad day at work, dinner's in the fridge, go watch TV. They stopped instilling moral lessons in the kids, and now kids are doing a lot of stupid stuff. Like, the amount of people that are getting run over now for being in the street and doing stupid stuff is astronomical compared to what it was, you know, not even 10 years ago. You know, people are getting slowly dumber. And it's like, some of it is the parents' fault because the parents aren't, teaching anything anymore. But also, it's the child's responsibility to learn common sense, and they're not.
Yeah, I think it has changed like how people see like what is normal, because I remember there was a movie I watched years ago, and I watched several, like I don't know if it was in the 90s or something. And I think Sandra Bullock was in this movie, and she was some kind of like lawyer, and she was some kind of like protesty lawyer where she was always protesting things.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just waiting for Luke to come back.
I'm trying to advertise her.
Okay, well then I'll wait till you're done and then I'll continue.
Okay, continue.
It doesn't matter. I just was gonna say that in this movie, she would tie herself to things like the road and stuff like this to protest things. And I remember like when people would watch this movie, like they would be like, oh yeah, I wish I could be cool and like protest stuff like this. And then like other people would say to them, well, I mean, you wouldn't do that in real life because you'd get run over. It's just a movie.
Right.
And it's just kind of interesting that that was a mentality of my day, was like, oh, this is a movie. It's being ridiculous because it's a movie. But in today's world, that is actually a reality. Like, people are acting as if they're an actor in a movie. Like, they're not even acting. They have no self-preservation. They're not even acting with common sense. Just throwing themselves into the street, like, doing things. Like, it's just crazy. Like, they're acting as if they are literally a character in a play or something. They're not even acting like they have any, like, common sense, like, or, like, just normal sense of, like, well, I could throw myself in the street to protest something, but this isn't sane. This isn't normal. Like, I need to take a breath and just go home.
I really wish they wouldn't.
Eat my ramen and watch TV and go to bed.
They wouldn't do the, like, when I turn into this giant mushroom thing,
yeah,
it adds a boost, which is making it very hard to control. See how there's a boost behind me? It's pushing me forward, and it made that section so annoying because it's like, I just took my foot off the accelerator eventually, and then it worked. But I mean, you have to understand that what's happening right now is all these people that are rebelling and rioting and doing all this stuff is they believe that in order to protect their freedoms, they have to remove other people's freedoms. Freedoms of assembly, freedoms of being able to get to their job. They don't care if they impede on other people's things. And this is what they're taught in school. They're taught in school that your philosophy is right, and this other person that's, just trying to get to work, or, it's okay for you to stand in the road, it's okay for you to do this kind of stuff. These are what these educators are teaching these poor kids, and these kids are stupid because they're getting run over. And then they're trying to go after the driver for, literally, you never ever play in the street and never ever get on the hood of a car. Ever. If you are filming a movie, you have a stunt double get on the head of the car because they're trained to fall and roll away so they don't end up under the carriage of a car or truck. If you watch these stunt doubles, like just like in judo, you learn in jiu-jitsu how to fall. It may sound funny, but you literally learn how to take a fall, how to roll out of the way, how to minimize damage if you're punched so hard you fall over. All these types of like falling and tumbling and stuff like that is important. And these stunt doubles, when they do these dangerous stunts, they know how to do that stuff. Whereas someone who's not trained in how to, fall correctly or roll out of the way, if they're doing a tense movie stunt where they're on top of a vehicle and they fall, most normal people, when they fall, their body, the gravity is going to pull them a certain way, and what's going to happen is either you're going to get pulled underneath the carriage of the vehicle and get hurt from all the thingies hanging underneath the vehicle, or you're going to get run over by the two tires. Whereas a stunt double, when a stunt double falls and it looks like they get run over in the movie, they're rolling to the side or they're going somewhere where they know they aren't going to get in harm's way. And even though you know how to do that stuff, there is still the potential for error because you're human, because the wind could be blowing a certain way. It's very dangerous. But the fact you have these idiot kids who are in college and high school standing on the top of vehicles and then sliding off and getting run over and then blaming the driver, They have no responsibility for their own actions. If they were not in front of the vehicle, then I guarantee you they'd not be pulled under. And I have no sympathy for them. If they die, they die.
I don't know anything about what's happening in the news, so I don't...
No, it's not. It's
I
not the
can't
news. It's
comment.
just the world. I'm just saying. But
I
this kind of stuff is happening like all over the place now.
Okay.
It's insane.
Oh, that's a cute
That's like a
picture.
50s peach. I think I'm supposed to use a motorcycle here. Blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, she is kind of a 50s.
Well, she's got the, what are those, capris or something?
Yeah.
Cute scooter. But yeah, it's just, it's crazy, and it's sad to see like all this stupid stuff happen that could easily be avoided, you know?
Yeah.
Because like the reason why we were told, you know, not only is visibility bad in the street, like, because I'm guilty of playing in the street, okay? I played b-ball with kids. We didn't have a park nearby in New York. We would have somebody on lookout. Again, this is a bad example, but this is true. We had somebody on lookout who would be at the corner of the street, because the way that our street worked in New York is, like, you had all these houses on either side, right? And then you would have somebody who would be able to tell when traffic was coming in. Somebody would yell, "Car!" and everybody would get out of the road.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, it was wrong for us to be playing in the street, but even back then, we took protective measures. Like, we had somebody who was always on lookout, somebody who was watching for cars, and we never, ever played basketball in the street at night when visibility was poor, and for whatever reason, the cars would come zipping down that one road on Decatur. I don't know why. Maybe because they liked... there was, like, a weird hill that if you hit it a certain way, your car would pop up. So certain people would blast their really loud music late at night, and they would hit those turns really hard and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like kind of interesting. Like I remember just people saying like, oh well, I remember back when I was a kid and a teenager, and me or other of my friends saying things like, well, I want to protest this or that, and blah blah blah. And I remember parents saying to us like, well, your life is more important than that. You have your whole life ahead of you, and that's the most important thing. Like, you know, this is just a fleeting thing you're thinking about, and you have a whole life ahead of you. Your life is more valuable. And like, I think that people really aren't thinking clearly, because, you know, they're protesting things that are happening in the news, like, just I don't really know everything that's going on in the news, but I just know, like, from what I've seen the last 10 years, like, people get up in arms about something they heard that happened yesterday in the news or something. Then they go and they risk their life to protest it. But, you know, it's not like they're not taking their own life into account. They're not even realizing that they're potentially throwing their life away for something they just heard on the news yesterday.
The thing is,
just like it's not even normal to think like that.
We had problems like that. There were people on college campuses that were like that in the 2000s. And the thing is, with these PC people, politically correct people, is they would always find something to get angry about like every other week. So it was hard to take them seriously.
That's exactly how I feel. It's like, it would be like if it was one protest in like 5 years, it would be one thing, but it's like it's all the time. Yeah,
it's all the time for something else, right? It's almost like, and the fact that these people are paid, like they have evidence now that that's why I was joking. I erased my post, but they said, you know, somebody got $12,000 to do this in California, and I replied to the person. I was like, what are the benefits of this? And like, is my face covered, and does the check clear in your bank account right away? And then somebody was like, how dare you write something like this? It's like, I mean, it's $12,000. If they're really paying it, it's like, I'll go stand and, you know, throw signs up or whatever. It's like, as long as I'm not like throwing rocks at police, I mean, it's $12,000. Sign me up. I don't care about their issue. I care about getting paid. I don't care. It's like, I have the potential of making money. Yeah. That's what I care about. They're really doing that stuff. Because because, yeah, I mean, it's 12 grand. So, I mean, they have, like, they're basically professional protesters, but they do stupid stuff. But what I was trying to say is I actually did protest a couple things in my youth, but I did it with a marker, I did it with a sign, and I did it on the sidewalk. We never ever thought, I think it was like for the whales or something, I don't remember. It was like some type of like environmental thing. We were all protesting it at my college.
Miss Deanna says that's dirty money, Luke. Not all money is good money.
Oh no, of course not all money is good money, but you know, things aren't well in the Kwing household. Then you know, it's like it is dirty money.
It's okay. Luke was just joking, but it's good
Mostly
to hear
joking.
Voice of sanity from Miss Deanna.
I know my chat would never let me do that, but there was like I think it was for the seals or was some type of like animal that was like in trouble in the 2000s, and like thousands of us were protesting in New York, and we did it from the sidewalk. Not once, with our loud voices and our megaphones, did anybody think about going into the flow of traffic to hold up New York City traffic. We were on the sidewalk, we had our signs, we had loud music, you know, it was a good time. We weren't doing anything, we had freedom of assembly. You know, there was nothing wrong.
Like, it's supposed to be a peaceful...
Right, it was totally peaceful. It was a little loud and weird. I mean, some people were wearing, like, seal costumes and things like... I think it was for the seals or something. It was some type of... either baby seals or whales, I don't remember. But the point is, we did it responsibly. You know, no one even thought about jumping into the road to wave a sign or to mob a car. It wasn't even on anybody's mind, you know?
Well, I mean, and I'll probably try to get off the topic, but I do think like that personally, and I'll try to just talk about the game after that, but it's like I do think like in reality, if I really cared about a cause a lot, just thinking logically about this, like me randomly standing in the street acting like a crazy person is probably not going to go as far as me researching the topic and writing a letter to all of my, you know, my local government, my state representative, etc. Like you can actually write a letter and explain like your cause instead of just kind of standing there.
Do you want to know how to...
I feel like that would be more effective. That's my personal opinion.
Do you want to know the most...
But maybe I'm wrong.
You want to know the most effective way of protesting? You find out where the leaders live, and you camp outside their house, and you make as much noise and ruckus in the community they live in, and they can't ignore you. Messing with innocent bystanders that are just trying to go to work and do their, you know, live their life is not going to get you any more than the public's ire. Like, you are not going to get anybody to go to your cause or anything. You're going to get people to hate you because you're disrupting other people's peaceful life. Like, messing with, like, regular people who are driving in their cars and walking on the street isn't going to do anything. If you really want to, you know, not even make a difference, but get noticed and get people to really think about you, you have to bother, like, the mayor. You have to, like, camp outside of, like, a politician's house, you know? You should be TPing politicians' houses and throwing eggs, and because attacking innocent bystanders is going to do nothing but turn you into a terrorist. Like, it's not going to get anybody to think about your cause or anything, because everyday people can't do anything. Why in the world would you punish everyday people who have no control over anything other than what's in their own orbit? Their job, you know, their families. And people are going to protect their families and run you over because it's their job to protect their family and their kids and their wives and stuff. You know, they don't care about you. They care about what's important to them, which is their families. So, I mean, and this is why this planned anarchy stuff, it feels like it's just used to tear down our society, and it's not really protesting anything. It's just used to bring about anarchy, because, like, if they really wanted to mess with stuff, you have to mess with the politicians. You have to disrupt their peaceful way of life when they're eating at restaurants and when they're, you know, sitting on their porch drinking lemonade. Like, those are the people that you should be flinging poo at and, you know, all this other stuff. Because, I mean, normal people, it's not fair. Normal people didn't do anything. They're innocent. That's what always makes me mad, is innocent people are innocent. Punish the guilty.
Thank you for the super chat, just 22. Says Luke was inspired by the Free Willy movie back in the day, lol.
Probably. I mean, there was a lot of environmental causes that I was totally for back in the day. You know, I lived a college, like most people in college protested stuff. It was just normal, but
They did it in a different way.
it wasn't dangerous for anybody.
Yeah. Joe Troll says there was actually some protesters that blocked a major road here that are now in jail.
Of course.
Because they actually caused the death of a mother because the ambulance could not get through.
Exactly. Like, there's so many things that happen when you disrupt the flow of traffic. Emergency vehicles can't do their thing. You know, if there's a fire, all those people in the fire are going to die. You have no rights whatsoever to block a major highway, to block a road. There's nothing wrong with a sidewalk, you know? Or most people, if there's not enough room on a sidewalk, you're probably going to get arrested, but, you know, go on somebody's lawn. Stay out of the frickin' street. Because the street is a right that drivers have, that people who are walking do not. We have jaywalking laws for a reason. You're not allowed to do that stuff. No! I almost got it! No!
Why did it not give it back to you?
Why did it not give it back to me? Because it doesn't like me. Oh! Yeah, but that's a shame, you know? And I would hold if I was the UK, and because of those emergency vehicle people, you know, weren't able to do their job, the ambulance company should sue every single protester that was in the road. Like, everyone should be responsible for that lady's death because she had a right to life-saving medicine that was denied her because of idiots. So all those idiots should be sued. Either be sued or put in prison. Because it's not fair, because if they weren't doing that, that woman would have lived. That woman would have gotten to the hospital, you know, her chances of living. There's only so much that they can do. Like, I have family members that are EMTs. There's only so much that emergency response units can do inside of an ambulance. They do not have access to a lot of stuff. And also, you have to remember, on my high horse here, inside of an ambulance, the ambulance is not a non-bumpy ride. There's no way for them to stitch somebody up because the scalpel could make a bigger wound. There's no way to treat certain types of injuries because the ambulance is bouncing up and down as it's flying through traffic. The only thing they can do is try to keep your, what do you call it? Keep your
Keep your heart beating.
keep you stable, pump oxygen, like with a oxygen pumper with your hand. I don't remember the term of that thing. They cannot perform any type of surgery. They can't, like, they can keep your wound cauterized as best they can, but they can't actually do anything that's gonna, you know.
They can put pressure on a wound to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, so the only way you can deal with these rioters and these, like, you know, basically they're kind of, well, they're not eco-terrorists, but people will stop doing stuff if there's actual consequences. So the UK should make an example of every single person that was in the road and sue them into oblivion. Like the ambulance company, the hospital, the victim, like the lady's family. Everybody should get in a joint lawsuit. And the more that this happens, I guarantee you there'll be less people, you know, in the street. And the more that these people keep winning cases where they run over protesters and rioters, and like these people try to get them in trouble, and society is like, no, you mobbed their cars, so these people aren't going to be arrested. These people didn't do anything wrong. You were in the wrong. Like, the more that happens, eventually these people are going to stop doing stupid stuff because the law's not on their side. They think that they can abuse the law and win and punish, you know, people that they're harming.
Oh.
So
I'll try to not distract you, and I'll let you get these points.
I almost had it that one time. I don't even know how I did that. I've even got Peach in, like, a Jeep here. Like, a Jeep, like, monster truck. And you think, oh, Jeep monster truck is going to make this easy. Nope.
You missed it.
Yeah, I know. I missed it because And I would think like a motorcycle would make this easier too, but it doesn't. Like, look how I jump over the lines.
Maybe a motorcycle would be easier.
You think motorcycle will be a little bit easier? Yeah, I'll wait until it gives me an option to retry. Then we'll try motorcycle.
How can you switch vehicles?
You switch vehicles by switching characters. It's pretty easy. So we go here, character, and we'll try the motorcycle again. We'll stay with Peach, because Peach looks cute. Do a little pipe thingy. Sorry, I just get really mad. Society makes me angry, because society is stupid. If society wasn't so stupid, I wouldn't be so angry all the time. Because it just makes me mad. Oh! Did I do it?
Yes.
I did it! No! No! Yeah, but now I can't get up there. Ugh. Well, what's the point of being in there? And then the train's there. It's so annoying! This is irritating. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry for getting on a rant, honey. I go on a tangent sometimes. I'm very passionate about things. Also, I don't like it when innocent people get hurt. It makes me mad. Whoa! See? She still jumps over the double. Like, how do you aim so it doesn't go over the double? Like, I don't get it. Like, if there was an easy transition from rail to rail, she jumps over both rails. Ah!
You did a...
Hmm?
You did a forward flip, not a side one to hit the rail, says JoJo. Batman Begins is turned 20, says Jalen.
Yeah, Batman Begins is 20 years old. No, I am pushing over. It's still not doing it. I'm jumping over both rails. Maybe a vehicle has to be done. I don't think you can do it with the bike. Practice makes perfect? No. I don't think you can do this with the bike. I think I had the right idea of being in the giant four-wheeler. Or playing as a heavy character. Let's switch to Bowser again. I think Peach is too light, because she's girly. So we're going to be a big fat guy. And go back to this.
I think I'm...
Yeah, you can go. I mean, yep.
Well, it sounds like they're still having that one.
Ah! This is just so hard. Hear me out, W. Wario? You want me to be Wario? What if we played Zelda Warriors? For what?
I mean
Hyrule Warriors for what reason?
We've played through both Hyrule Warriors games, and then we actually revisited the original Hyrule Warriors game recently as an Ultimate stream. So we've covered both Hyrule Warriors games.
Maybe slow down a little? You can't slow down a little. It adds... Every time you jump on the rail, it creates a boost. I would love to slow down on the rails.
What if we played Zelda Warriors? Oh, hi, Granddaddy Otaku.
Nice to see you, Granddaddy.
Oh, just joking around. Sorry about that, Granddaddy Otaku. I didn't see your name there. I was just responding to Luke's responding to. I got you, Granddaddy Otaku. Sorry, you're fine.
See, it's jumping over both of them! I shouldn't be jumping from all the way over there. It should be to the other rail. It should be easy to transition. I don't get this. I don't get this. Rail jumping in this is stupid. They did not do this well. In Sonic, you can easily go from one rail to the next. He literally jumps over every single rail. I'm just tapping it. I should easily be able to transfer from rail to rail, and I can't. Bah! No, I'm just moving on. I'm not doing that. I'm moving on. At least the Bayer worked with my head. I'm gonna look up where the Peach stuff is. We're gonna finish the Peach costumes. All the streams are running late because of my headache. This stream is under 1,000 views still. I don't want to do a 4-hour stream though. Might have to just be like, you guys want another Mario Kart, you gotta get 1,000 views, because I got super chats, so I mean I got paid for this stream. I can't let the Zelda stream like not have the music start until whenever. Oh, I can quit Goki, I can, because YouTube froze the views anyway. It's been at 960 views for the past like 20 minutes. Like I wanted to end the stream 20 minutes ago. I was waiting for it to get 1,000 views, but it's not moving. The needle's not moving. I just don't... This is what happens sometimes when streams don't start until like 4 o'clock or something like that. If the music doesn't start by 3, like, there can be problems. Yeah, Silver Sonic is from Portugal. But I gotta get the Zelda stream started as soon as possible, guys, so... If you would like another Mario Kart stream, I would recommend watching this again tonight to get it up to 1,000 views. This is the first Switch 2 stream that did not hit 1,000 views when it was live. It could if I went past 4 hours, but that means I wouldn't get the music started for Legend of Zelda until like past 8 o'clock. So I can't. With Zelda today, we're going to be doing the Divine Beast of Water, and then we're going to do some other stuff. So... I can't do anything with Frozen. The views are frozen, guys. I can't do anything. So I gotta stop. I gotta get the next stream started immediately. So. But yeah. I just ask that you guys be safe. Don't do stupid stuff. Don't be in the street. If you have to protest stuff, do it from the sidewalk. Make a really big sign. Do not put yourself and innocent people in danger, you know? Do not disrupt emergency vehicles and fire engines and ambulances from doing their jobs. I expect you guys to be good people, good, moral people. Don't be criminals. Okay? God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Keep watching this stream so it'll hit 1,000. And I'll see you guys on Zelda. This stream ended at 9:68 because YouTube froze the views 20 minutes ago. So. Alright. Zelda's next. This stream requires 1,000 views in order to get another Mario Kart. Not tomorrow, but the next day, because my parents are coming tomorrow. You guys have an Ace Attorney video tomorrow. Oh yeah, they probably froze the views because they didn't like what I was saying. Like, most likely. They're attacking my freedom of speech for, you know, warning people about certain things, so they froze my my views. If it wasn't for your guys' super chats, Amber and I would have been screwed for this stream. Because it's been 968 for 20 something minutes. Just frozen. Alright, God bless, happy gaming. See you on Zelda. Crazy.